Hello, good afternoon, good night, good morning. Hello, welcome to the stream. Welcome to another Limbus stream. Since it's a game I really enjoy and I'm not feeling still 100%, still got a bit of a cold. But here we are once again. Mirror Dungeon, a new week, and more IDs to grind for. Now, today we're going to be doing our dailies. We're going to be doing a mirror dungeon, and the mirror dungeon we're going to be doing is with the Cinq team, not sinking, the Cinq Association. They're very good clashers. They are all about getting fast and dealing pierce damage and using pride skills and dodging too. So, without further ado, let us begin. Before we do anything, I think I'm gonna do a tempo. Maybe. I don't need to save. Let me just check my resources real quick. 30, and about a bunch of pools. I'll save it. So, first we're gonna level up the Cinq boys so that they are good to deploy. Although in the mirror dungeon it doesn't much matter, but since I do plan on leveling up every single one of my IDs back to 60, it is, you know, as I use them, I'm gonna level them up. There we go, everyone's leveled up. Let's do the dailies before we start team building, right? Today is a pure team. What a coincidence. But it's not them they're gonna go. It's these guys. Here we go. I forgot to do a thing. I'm gonna do it right now. Go. Let's check real quick. I don't want you to use the pulverization round just yet. So let's begin with this. Here we go. And my entire game is freezing. What's going on? Go, just a moment, I'm doing something here that I completely forgot to do. And there we go. Close this, close that, and now fully focus on what we're here to do. There we go. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go.
타겟 포착 1시간. 내 뒤. 그 삶에 마침표를. 이러면 공로 원한다. 찾지 못하리.
Go. Just gonna do our days real quick here before we get to the mirror dungeon and the team building. Big damage coming up.
타겟 포착 1시간.
Big damage time. Vaporize that man. I love when you do that.
키스카이프 지금 공로 지원한다.
Love them combo attacks.
타겟 도착 1시간. 깔끔한 헤드샷. 머리끼리 적절났다. 그 삶의 마침표를.
내 뒤.
이러면 공로 지원한다.
자비에 감사하다.
You don't get to fight back, you only get to take one-sided attacks with this team.
빈틈투성이군.
Very nice. Now let's go get on team building. Coffee's good. Coffee's really good.
그 정도 화력으로 우리
There we go.
사무소를
Let's
막을
begin
수
team
있을 줄
building then.
알았냐?
Let me just get myself comfortable on my seat here. And get on to the... There they are. Pierce Pride. There we go. Well, everyone is leveled up. Let's first understand our resource generation. So, we have Lust, we have Gloom, we have Pride, and we have lots of Pride. We have also Gluttony, and Gluttony. That's about it, yeah. So, 4 sins here. Not bad, not good either. And these sins we can do resonance with. Very good. Let's understand our characters. Beginning with Dawn. Passive. If the speed of all allies is higher than the speed of all enemies, this unit deals more damage based on the speed difference between it and the slowest enemy. Up to 30%. Very nice. So she self-buffs on a Pride Resonance. Very nice. Defense. She makes enemy lose SP. I didn't know that. What's her defense level? 58. It's not that big of a deal. Whatever. Alright. Skill 1. At plus 7 speed, coin power plus 2. Clash Wind gain haste. Hit after Clash Wind, inflict 1 bind. On use, gain 2 haste. Clash Wind, deal more damage based on Clash count. Inflict 1 bind next turn. And finally, at 10 plus speed, coin power plus 3. That is a 9. 18. 24. Nice. Deal more damage based on Clash count. Up to 100% and inflicts Declared Duel. In a clash between the unit and that inflicted Declared Duel and the unit with this status, the Declarer has +1 clash power. On hit, the Declarer gains 1 hit. Expire when the unit inflicts Declared Duel on a different target. Replace when other units inflict Declared Duel on the same target. So if you use skill 3 on someone, we want to follow up with the clashes against that someone. That is Dawn. What about Sinclair? Starting with the passive. Slumbering Bloodthirst. Turn end. Gain 2 max speed the next turn for every 5 poise count. Max 6. Combat start. If speed of all allies is higher than the speed of all enemies, gain 10% more damage. Not bad. Hello there, Stream Mirror. How are you doing? Welcome back to the stream. We're just about to start team building the Cinq team here. I'm just understanding my units. Defense has no effect. Skill 1. If the unit speeds faster by 2 or more power. Gain haste. It's coin power. Let's see here. Very cool. For test B. Very congratulations. I was wondering if I was gonna do the try 10 pull or not. I probably should. I have enough resources for come Walpurgis Night, but let's see. Finish here. If this unit's speed is faster than the target's, coin power +1 for every 2 speed difference, max of 2, and he gains poise. And finally, the big attack. If this unit's speed is faster than the target, coin power +1 for every 2 speed difference. So, yeah. Clash Wind, consume champ poise count. Gain poise equal to poise count consumed. Against targets with Declared Duel Sinclair. Gain poise equal to poise count consumed times 2 instead. Okay. I don't get it. If he is consuming his own poise on a Clash Wind, and then he gained poise equal to how much he consumed, why is he consuming it in the first place? Does he need to have 10? Clash Wind. If this unit commits a single combat with the target slot, attack skill, inflict 1 fragile. What is single combat? Establish when the attacked slot is targeted by a single unit and only by that single unit. This condition is established only between the attacking unit and the attacked slot. Inflict a Declared Duel on his skill tree and plus 50 damage or critical hit. Got it. Nothing too fancy here. Just be faster, focus on the same target. That's the entire gimmick around these guys. Cinq Otis. Gains haste, gains aggro. Why does she gain aggro? I don't know. She's faster, more coin power, gain more aggro, gain poise, inflict bind. On Clash Win, gain poise based on Clash count. Inflict declare duo Otis, which is more Clash power on hit and gains haste. And a 70% damage increase on a critical hit. Wow. Finally, her defense. If this unit is faster than the target, gain coin power based on speed difference. Very easy. And her passive is, on evade, gain 1 haste next turn, lower this unit's stagger threshold by 5. So she becomes faster and she becomes less likely to be staggered on a successful evade. Very good. And lastly we have Merceau, which is the more complicated one. Let's start with his passives. True Pride, True Gluttony, easy to get. Gain 1 haste for every 3 poise. On hit with base attack skill, inflict focus attack Merceau next turn. If this unit attacked the slot with focus attack Merceau and defeated its owner or broke the part, heal 7 SP. Focus attack. This unit that inflicts the focus attack gains the following effects: 1 stack, Clash power, 2 stack, base power, 3 stack, base power, and coin power. Expires if, for a turn, the unit that inflicted it fails to hit the slot inflicted with their focused attack. Expire if the unit that inflicts focus attack inflicts it on a different slot. Replace it if a different unit inflicts focus attack on a slot already inflicted with focus attack. At the start of the next turn, if a slot inflicted with focus attack is no longer present, rearrange all focus attacks inflicted against the slots on that part in the order of deployment. Okay, so his first attack always is going to be the one that applies focus. Got it. So we can technically do the first attack against our target and then do the other attacks on different targets, because it won't change the focused attack. That's once per skill, not per combat, so no. It has to be all on the same guy. Suboptimal, because we're going to be fighting multiple opponents. We're going to be looking for focus fights, but you know how it is. Let's see his first skill. If this unit is faster, then the target gain coin power based on the speed difference. Simple. On use, if the target has 15 plus rupture and plus 3 rupture count, the skill does not inflict rupture potency with its effects, but does not consume rupture count on hit. Very nice. On hit, gain poise. On hit, inflict rupture. If this unit is faster, then inflict rupture equal to the speed difference. Max 3. Faster, more coin power, doesn't consume rupture. Gain coin, gain poise. If the unit does not inflict rupture, gains more damage on a critical hit. For every rupture potency account would have inflicted. Very nice. So if you are at that sweet spot of 15 rupture potency a 3 count, he does more damage for the more rupture he does, which is interesting. Salute, the final skill. If the speed is faster, more coin power. It's the rupture thing. Gain 5 points on a class win. If the target has focus attack, you also gain 5 additional poise. Deals more damage. Deals more damage for every focus attack on the target. 30% of critical hit for every rupture on target. And if discard defeat the target or destroy the part, reuse the skill once against a random target. Does not activate on reuse. Ho! I didn't know that. So if the third coin, specifically the third coin, kills, it's a reuse. I didn't know he could do that. That's genuinely surprising to me. Very nice. We have our 4 goobers maxed out. It's time to choose passives to bring along with them. We can generate Lust, Gloom, Pride, and Gluttony as our resonance. And we are a poise with 1 rupture guy. So let's check our poise options first. Speed gain 1 point for count skills. It's default by here. We have Pequod First Mate also, I believe. Crit ally with the most pride inflict 2 additional bleed potency with a skill. We can add a little bleed to our poise. We shall do that. Very nice. Assuming it works, right? Let me reread that one more time. On a crit, 1 ally with the most poise inflicts 2 additional bleed potency with a skill, 6 times per turn. Will it inflict if said ally does not have bleed to begin with? That is the question. Even though it's just 2 bleed potency, it's still better than just more poise. We're already getting poise. Why didn't Solid or Spice Bush? Because this is a poise team. We're not gonna be using anything else than these 4 guys here. But Sullen Lament, or is he? Sullen Lament, passive. 6 Gloom. When an ally hits it with a skill, consume 2 sinking on the target to inflict them with 1 butterfly. We don't inflict sinking, so yeah. So let's put where is you? Where Pequod is already selected. We also have 7 Association, which is a Gluttony Res. Highest max HP, gain 1 clash power in a clash. We can generate Gluttony and we can gain more clash power, but I think it's overkill at this point. I'd rather have the True Bleed. What else do we have here? You are a Rupture Tremor unit, if I recall. Right. Ally with max HP, gain unit speed difference between this turn and the last turn, defense level. It's less than 50% speed, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this is for tanking. This is for tanking and for healing if you're in a desperate situation. So, who else we have here as an option? This is a bullet character, I believe. When the ally with the slowest speed has attacked an ally. Yeah, this is for friendly fire. Molar Office is Tremor. Who else? Who else? There's always the good old pointless Ringy saying, which is 4 Owned Lust. One ally with least SP heals 2 SP on hit for every type of negative effect on target. If the target has bleed, heals more SP. It's good, but not that good. So we're gonna go with Pequod to give us support. Base Faust has 2 offense levels down with attacks at 25% chance. It's not bad, but it's not great either. There are better options. We shall see about them now. Blade Lineage, which is a poise. When the ally first deployed in the pre-battle, teams set up critical hits with a slash. We cannot use her. Unfortunate. Don't forgive my sniffling. I am still recovering from my cold. Alright, let's see here. Combat start. If the unit leftmost skill to dashboard and other allies target the same enemy slot, set skill deals. This is for group fighting. This is not usable for our duelist boys, since they're going to be dueling it out. She Association. Turn end. Apply 1 pierce damage up next turn to the ally who inflicted the most bleed potency to enemies with its skills and passives. Include those from Eagle skills. If multiple identities share the highest bleed inflicted record for the turn, select the earliest in the deployment order. It's nice, especially since we're using... what's his name? Pequod Yiseng, because he's going to be giving us the ability to inflict bleed, assuming it works, right? We should test it out. We're going to discover it today, because it specifically says here that ally with most poise will inflict true bleed potency with a skill. So, together with her, now we're applying, bleed potency to the enemies. We're going to gain a pierce damage up, and our team is all about pierce. So it might work, we'll see. Charge, counter, charge, sanity, heal ally for sanity, charge, sinking, this is for rupture, and for... speed more damage as the target's rupture when attacking the target that is weak to. So if the target is weak to a certain attack, it will deal more damage based on the rupture. We only have 1 guy to apply rupture, and that's Merceau, so Seven Association's unfortunately not going to be able to help us. Yeah, we'll try this combo here for giving us true bleed potency at 10% damage up for whoever is the fastest. Was it the fastest or the one with the most poise? Now that I think of it, if it works the way I'm thinking it's gonna work, they are made for each other, really. Because the ally with most poise is the one that is going to apply bleed because of Pequod Sang. But it seems like I think it's good. I have not read their kit yet. Actually, before we continue team building, let's do a 10 roll. Let's see if I can get that and I can see it for myself. I should save this for Walpurgis. But let's give it a try. Unfortunate, but I do need the shards. I do need the shards because I do want to level everyone up, every eagle. So I have not looked at it in their kits yet. I will wait until I can get them myself and see what they do. Didn't count, yeah, don't worry. I have the resources. Walpurgis is... I have enough for Walpurgis when it comes around. Right, where was I? Team building, right. Ryoshu, she is a Resonance Gluttony. Lowest max HP deals 20%, deals and takes 20% more damage. It's not bad, we can use it, but see if something better. Combat start, the ally with the earliest deployment gains 1 shield per every poison self. 30k lunacy, yeah. I do my dailies. How can I say? Now, Drifting Blade Ryoshu could give us shields for poise, but we are not gonna get hit because we are evade boys. You are Rupture and Speed, right? Fastest speed gains 2 haste on turn. I think this is overkill at this point. We're gonna have so much haste. Let's see this one. Resonance Envy. We do not generate Envy, so you're not gonna help us. Allow fast split, inflict +1 bleed. Do I have to be able to inflict a bleed to begin with? That's the great question that I'm trying to think if. Do I have to apply bleed to be able to apply bleed with this passives? We'll discover. This is Tremor. This is Poise. When the ally that is deployed last wins a clash, gain +1 poise count 3 times per turn and gain 1 haste next turn. That is perfect, actually. This is burn. Actually, no. We're not going to be hurting for generating poise or haste, especially with ego gifts, so I'd rather just have base Ryoshu to deal more damage. This is for ammo, this is for charge, this is for healing, this is for rupture. Alright. Hong Lu. Hong Lu. Least current HP percentage, deal death right. We don't have a death right. Base Hong Lu. 5 sloth. Do we generate sloth? We do not, so we cannot use you. Full stop, Hong Lu. Ammo, we don't use ammo. Kurokumo Hong Lu. More bleed. It's bleed maxing here for the fastest guy. I kind of want to try that. Ooh, sorry. Charge. You are a rupture protection. Tremor. This is for blocking and shielding, right? Targets staggered are defeated by attack from one ally with less HP heals SP. This is more bleed, I believe. Ally with a fast speed defeats an enemy inflicted with bleed. Gain 1 attack power up next turn. That's not bad. And it's a lust, right? Lust owned. Pretty easy. Slowest speed gains 2 haste next turn if at size charge. Bless you. Thank you. I am still quite ill. We could take Konglu here because we do have a lot of gluttony. And this is good healing, but gotta be careful how many times we do it because it's death. But I don't think we're gonna need it. And finally we have the OG, the good guy. Most speed is 20% more damage with heads coin. We might as well take it. It's damage, damage, damage. Hifoklifu. Hifoklifu, I do believe he has a Pierce boosting. 5 on Envy. More Pierce, less HP damage. This is for Berserking. She Association is for Wrath. Deals 30% more damage, which is fun. Who else? I know he has a Pierce something that deals more Pierce for people. Ally with least ammo, gain poise. Don't use ammo. Turn end. If an ally with the lowest current HP percentage has less than 50%, unit gains 1 clash power up next turn. I don't think there is something much that Heathcliff can deal to help us here. Clash power that does apply Tremor. This is blunt power up and losing sanity. Yeah, this is amazing for Enclair if you can have 3 envy. Heathcliff doesn't have a lot to give us support. No, we have what I'm talking about. We have Rabbit Heathcliff, which is 5 owned and fast ally deal more pierce damage. Hey, welcome to the team. Ishmael. Ishmael has 6 Wrath, ally with the least HP and less than 50, gain clash power. Could be better. We're not going to be losing a lot of health. We're dodgy boys. There's a base attack skill that heads hit. It heals 5 speed returns. It's an interesting one, but we don't generate sloth. We need Pierce. This one is for to counter skill final power. I don't have counters. She has low speed gains true guard, skill final power. I mean, it's amazing for better dodges, but I'll leave it as like last option. Tremor, inflict rupture. What does the Edgar family butter issue? I forgot this idea existed actually. When one aligned with the fastest speed attacks a target with sinking, deal. It's for sinking. Got it. Of course, it's for sinking. Molar. Inflict 1 sinking, of course. And Pequod. Pequod might be the choice here, honestly. After one attack, one ally with the highest sanity gains 2 poise, and 2 poise count when the target is defeated after that unit attack. It is gaining poise on kills, which is interesting. It's better than just having +2 dodge, I believe, which requires a resonance we don't have. What does Family Hierarchy do as passive? Jesus Christ. If this unit is defeated in an encounter, apply assist. No, that's not it. In chain battles, combat start. 50% lower. Stagger. Oh! Among the entities who are 1 or lower, choose the steals, choose the engine with areas deployment for the stagger due to damage and performs a battlefield retreat times per encounter. So, okay, that's interesting. Having Shishumaya on your backups on the gluttony res and only a gluttony res allows you to do retreats, but again requires a gluttony res of 4. Interesting. This is bleed, I believe. More alive with more bleed, potency with skill and quiet effects against enemies. Okay, it's gonna be Pequod to give us assistance. All right, back to Rodion. Rodion has a Wrath owned, which is plus 20% damage with heads coins, so she is a solid candidate for being here. You, if my guy's not gonna be low, SP, so don't matter. All fast speed inflicts rupture damage to an enemy, inflict 1 fast level down, the fast level next turn. Fastest guy. I have a choice of damage or dealing more rupture here. I think I'm gonna go with damage. This is low speed / damage. You are charge sinking, bleed, I believe. No, this one is special because it allows you to get a blooming thorn. Yeah, but we don't generate envy, so we can't use it. Deviat Association is all about rupture. Clash Spirit. Oh, this is just literally just gonna give a lot of clash power for Merso, which is interesting, I guess. Tremor. Fire, blocking. Another high speed, blunt damage up. We don't use blunt. We might use Y because this Y ID is interesting. It's a Wrath Resonance. We can't use it. But it gives you shield for poise. It's interesting. Tremor Burst, and then Metal Hammer and Assistant Manager. Align with the most HP, do 20% use defense skill next turn. 5 envy owned. Nah, the enemies don't use a lot of defense skills that we have to watch out for, except for bosses. After enemy is defeated, apply 1 haste, 1 damage up next turn to the ally with the most SP. Tree Wrath, that's easy to activate. We'll take her. It's 10% damage up versus 20% damage for the highest HP. And this one is for enemies defeated once per turn. So we have 20% damage for our highest HP character versus 10% damage to whoever gets a kill once. And a haste. Base Rojip, no question. And finally we have Gregory. Base Gregory is kind of okay. It's 5 HP per turn. Knight Os Capitano. You are a Sloth Resonance that we can't use because we don't generate Sloth. Heisho. This unit is killed in this encounter. Every turn a combat start like 2 points to the substitute in the earliest deployment Order? I guess this is a suicide ID. Got it. Kind of bad. Edgar. You're almost a sync ID. Combat start. At the least the speed loses 5 speed and gain 1 gloom damage up. Ooh, we do have gloom on some of our skills. That's 10% more damage, specifically for gloom though. This is for bullets, I believe. One ally. Oh no, this is good. One ally with the most poise defeats an enemy, gain 1% damage up next turn. 10% damage. Love it. Love to see it. That's it. That is our team for syncing. Well, syncing, sync association. We just have to check if these two are gonna work nice together. If not, I'm gonna have to. So it's a lust resonance, and we do generate lust. And you are a owned pride. So really, just lust resonance of 4 to activate this turn end. Apply 1 pierce damage up next turn. So in the turn that we activate the resonance, the next turn our boys are gonna have that pierce damage up. Finally, Eagle. Should I use Eagles? Probably. There's no reason not to. But I feel it defeats the purpose of the challenge of running a team. So I will not use Eagles. Besides, you know, the basics. Yeah, that is my team. Now we need someone to talk to us. Marcelo is not a announcer, is he? He is not. Who shall be yapping in your ear? Fuck Herbert. No, you talk way too much. Actually, I regret my decision. You talk way too much. I don't know who's gonna be talking to us, actually. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. Actually, no. Let's put Rhodia and Ryoshu, since they're the default ones that aren't here. Do we have a Rhodia announcer, actually? We do. Perfect. Perfect. Let's delve into the mirror dungeon then. Here we go. This is our boys. We are going to be using... So, it is a hard mirror dungeon. No Grace of the Stars. No ego searching. Only the sync IDs. No egos. We begin. After I take my coffee. No Grace of the Stars. We are going to be taking the Pierce Plume of Proof, because why not? After winning a clash with a Pierce base skill, inflict 1 bind. For Sync Association identities, gain 1 haste. When a Sync Association entity uses a base attack skill to win a clash against targets for abnormality parts, we declare duel, nerve strike, or focus attack, gain 2 poise. Pretty good, pretty simple. Now, the thing about running these teams, that's a lot of them have unique ego gifts on the dungeon that may help you. One of them, and you are forced to get one of their IDs right at the beginning of the game, is the She Association. If you max out their gift, they become unkillable. I'm not joking. I might do the She Association next again. Let's begin. What are our options here? We have shoes. We have machine. It's the second and third. No, actually, those are 2 unique gifts to this pack. We're gonna go here. And of course, they're all weak to slash, and we are all pierce. We're already starting wonderfully. So we're gonna deploy Merso first, because I believe he has the most health. That's 200. Why Sinclair has the most health? No, it's Ultis that has the most health. Okay, interesting. Huh, I wasn't expecting Otis of all people to have the most health. Ah, yes, it's me on the mirror dungeon. Right, let's see. Clash, 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 and clash. The problem with chain battles is that you don't get, unless you have clashable evades, eventual counters, etc., you don't get to redirect the evades to the faster guys. Which kind of blows, honestly, but what can you do? So I'd rather win clashes. Now we have 4 guys. We can't take 2 one-sided. That won't be a problem. But we're going to be looking for focus encounters more than anything.
완벽한 거리군.
Slap him.
이미
그딴 컨디션으로
Very nice.
놈에게 덤빈다라.
And 1,
대가난
2,
섹션
3.
예술이라도 보여줄 셈인가?
Actually, how is our lust chains? Okay, we have a basic skill, special skill, and special skill. Not much to do in this first the first floors because, you know. Very nice. I'm trying to find that video that I put here once of the guy mining.
아비들도 매번 이런 식이었다.
What does it have to do anything, Ryoshu?
킬 때만 잘해줬지.
Now that I think of it, if you want to do more a 4 lust resonance chain to activate the bleed passive that I want to activate, Dawn will have to be slotted first so she has more slots. These boys are fragile.
분조토. 역시 모가지를 분질러야 조용해지는. 저
엄청난
I found it.
공격이었어. 기념할 만한 걸? 그거 그렇게 하는 거 맞아? 금방망인데.
전투는 끝나지 않아. 아직
뻔하지.
모분조토.
Alright. Just a second.
모가지를 분질러야 조용해지는군.
There we go. Look at him. Put him in the corner there to give us a little good luck. How do I get this to actually move, actually? Nope. Ah, cancel it. I put this here once, I forgot how to put it. Back to the dungeon. So we're gonna have to slot Dawn first so we can actually get a absolute lust resonance for this.
복수가 전부 꿰뚫렸네. 좋은 결투.
완벽한 한방. 시원한 걸?
고온올. 하지만 슬슬 물리는군. 근처에 융수염이라는 군 거를 파는 곳 있나?
Why is it not playing?
이관.
Come on.
그럼 오늘
Animate for me,
링
boy.
컴보
You animated it
회신님은
before.
수박을 곁들인 융수염 과자로 결정하지.
Oh well. Maybe it has to be an image. I don't think it's an image. It's supposed to be. It's a weapon. I tried to put it on because it gives me a little luck. Let me try again. I'll find it. I'll find out how I did it eventually. We have good sanity. Let's do. Oh, you. Hello. We want everything you have. We're gonna strip you bare and nude. Live on stream. Media source, scene, text, video, VLC, window capture. Now, this is a focused encounter. It means we can actually play with our speed. Not only our HC and SC, because HC and SC. Who the fuck is HC and SC? Alright. Right hand. And body.
오, 머리 좋다 단테. 방금 완전 좋았어.
Look at him go. Maybe I should convert this thing to a GIF, actually.
그딴 컨디션으로 퍼 놈에게 덤빈다.
But anyway, let's focus. So we have two targets here, and I do believe the first one is. I'll try to play the mechanics here, even though I don't need to because they're gonna destroy this guy real quick. This is arm on Dawn, body on Merso. So arm on Dawn, body on Merso. New Sinclair IDs, boys. Yeah, I saw it. The only problem here is that eventually I will get him, of course, but I like to run team compositions, and unless I have all the, well, I have 2 of the apprentices. I want to run them all together in a team because that makes it a lot more fun to build around them. I can also do a solo run with him once I get him. Probably next week I'll try to do a solo run with him. Actually, if we do this dungeon fast enough, I might do a solo run. Or the she run that I told you about. Right, continuing on. You are attacking exclusively here. We're actually at half his health and we haven't killed him yet. Let's play around his gimmick. Here's what we want to do. Dawn, clash this. Merso, clash this. Then clash against his guard and make him big, full, and round of talismans. All the talismans, all for you, big boy. I might have overtunked this. It's floor 1. Now we're gonna get an event? No, we're just gonna kill him. Just kill him. Let's put the damn thing out of its misery. Floor 1 is... Ah, there we go. I was wondering why the chat wasn't showing up on screen. I still try to figure out how to put the YouTube chat here as well. Talisman bundle is very good for whatever, any IDs. Gee, Hiroshi, would you stop talking, please? I decided not to take Herbert because he talked a lot and you are just doing the same thing. I forgot to put Dawn first. God damn it. Once again. The fool that I am. Hello, spaghetti and meat on YouTube. I am. Well, we are floor 1, so it's difficult not to win the stage. I hate taking these undecided attacks. I hate the chain battles at the beginning because I can't redirect these attacks, but what can you do? Right now, I can only get the Twitch chat to work on the stream like that. I'm gonna figure out how to put the YouTube chat later. Right, next. Sure, use your attack. Fente, less, and engagement. I gotta put this peasant rebellion down with my noble musketeers. One of the game modes I really wish that Limbus had was a big endurance battle. Not like Mirror Dungeon, not Railway. It's just a infinite battle that gets progressively harder and harder, and in turn allows you to stack up all the passives and play around the mechanics a lot, and just see how far you can go. Gain some rewards as far as you can go as well. And you can't quit out in the middle of it. Like, you can leave, it will pause where you left, but you can't quit out of it. You have to go until as far as you can go, fight, and eventually die.
하지만 이런 시시한 전투에도 긴장감을
Right,
불어넣어.
gotta remember to put Dawn first so she has more lust. What was that noise?
엄청난 공격이었어.
What was that noise? Actually, I heard a guitar strung before, and is that Ryosho announcer? She pulled out a guitar?
모, 분, 조, 토. 역시 모가지를 분질러야 조용해지는
I guess we're gonna see it soon again.
고야지 같은 새끼들.
거기구나.
유쾌한 결투였네.
고, on, 올.
Oh my. Sir, meat's always an unquestionably ideal food choice. Fed up any stalls you are selling Dragon's Beard
근처에
Kent.
용수염이라는 군
There it is.
거를 파는 곳 있나?
Okay. Watermelon and Dragon's Beard.
이건.
Alright.
그럼 오늘 림 컴버
I say-
회식 메뉴는
Yuma. What is
수박을
Uma?
곁들인
Meat?
용수염 과자로 결정하지.
You must know. I have no idea, man. She continues to elude me to this day. I'm not Sinclair. Alright. Moving on. What do we got here? We got Mini Faust. Comfort the pink droplet. Go tell it's a good boy, Dawn. Nice job. Give me the
예술적인 솜씨.
ego generating thing. Let's upgrade our stuff. Enhance the plume to full power. And hence the doll that inflicts defense level down as well. And now we're broke. Sell nothing because all of these are good for our team. Let's upgrade the talisman bottle. Unfortunately, we will not benefit from the tier 4 gifts here, except for the Pierce one, because we only have a 1 Rupture guy. So, alright, and you, yeah.
나의 상대는 어디 있는가?
I still haven't checked if the bleed potency thing is activating. I gotta check it out now. Who is we gonna be fighting? It's Hurtley!
하지만 그래도
Send you good RNG luck by bunking down Index Prescript Weaver's base and changing the prescript information. Thank you! It is much appreciated, Fixer. Right, Iseng. Ally with the most poise inflicts true. We don't have poise right now, so. So Dawn is gonna be dueling Hurtley.
완벽한 거리군.
This is one of the best tracks in the game.
완벽한
Right,
한방.
now we're gonna check if we are applying. Actually, it's gonna be either Sinclair or Mercil that's gonna apply the first bleed from this passive here. So, Dawn is gonna be dueling Hurtley. I might come back later. You're always welcome to return, Sweet Mirror. See you around. Thanks for showing up. I'll be here until I finish this dungeon and whenever I decide to do something else. Apologies.
어떡.
Duel him, Dawn. By the way, those if you're watching on YouTube right now, this is a hard mirror dungeon. We are not using Grace of the Stars. We are not using Ego Gift Search, and we're not using Egos on our Sinners either. We are only using the Cinq Association IDs, and we're balling it. Let's see. Mercil is going to be beating the hell out of this. Alright, Mercil currently has the most poise count, so that means this might trigger. We'll see. Where's Dawn? Dawn, you're supposed to be dueling him? Declare the duel. We only have 3 targets, so it's not like we can change our dueling targets too much.
거기구나.
First floors are so easy, unfortunately.
다 버그 이제야 좀 이해했군.
Sinclair is gonna be doing this guy. Dawn is still doing Hurtley. Shit. I gotta have to switch targets here because Dawn doesn't have enough slots to counter that guy. Keep a watch on Merso. Good news, I did it. Bad news, one of the index gods, Hermes, did not like that. I have at least 20 proxies after me. Well, man, good luck. I recommend either join up with one of the fingers to help protect you. Probably the middle. I'm very excited to learn more about the gods of the city, whatever they are, because on my tabletop that I GM, where we play as fixers, we named our office the Hermes office. That's before we learned the Hermes office was a thing. The Hermes was a god of the city, sorry. Is still the target? Okay. Don Quixote. So we still got a lot to learn about the city. That's why I love this game so much. The series, the whole Project Moon thing. LobCorp, Ruina. The setting is very refreshing for me, at least, because even though it's dystopian and dark and gloom, everything sucks, there's people still are living. They put a point into showing that in some side content, or if you pay attention, that people are still living. They still go to work, they still watch TV, they're still celebrities, there's still the internet. Despite everything that is happening on the city, you can still live, quote unquote. But that's the main problem, people aren't living anymore in the setting. Kind of like real life in some aspects, but that's beside the point.
금방 끝내고 버스로 돌아갈 수 있겠다. 그치?
Duel him. Sorry. So, as I was saying, and the more we are revealed from the games about the city, the more interested I become in the series as a whole. I already am pretty invested in it. I have like 2,000 hours in this. In Limbus, I have all the achievements in Library Ruin, I finished LobCorp. Do plan on playing LobCorp again, modded, at some point, but yeah. I tried to remember something. One of the problems we do have is that because the games focus on the combat aspect, so Library Ruin we were focusing on the guests, Limbus Company we were focusing on the sinners, and Limbus Company as a general, most of the stuff that we're getting shown off the setting are mostly related to combat. Mostly. We still get snippets of Roland talking about Ping Pang being a thing in the city, talking about like restaurants and other stuff. We have mentions of that in Ruina as well. I don't think the passive I wanted to activate this one is working. That's a shame. I'm gonna have to change him. Anyway. Because, again, we're mostly seeing the combat, it's very easy to think that everything is the city is about constant fighting, like a 40k misery gloom of constant, everything is violent, everything is dying all the time. How do people live in this world? Because we are only shown the most violent aspects of the city. It still needs to function. There are still companies, still agriculture somewhere. There's still research, there's still celebrities, there's still TV, everything else is there. But because of the game's nature being combat focused, we only see the combat parts, or at least they're giving the front row seat most like. You know. Why don't you have Rupture Dawn? Are you using all your Rupture? Is that it? Update. I junked some of the thumbnails here, and so is the Kurokuma clan. Is that the 2-star mini fight that's happening right now? I'm behind the wall. I'm just a grade 7. What is going on? Welcome to getting involved with the fingers and funny things that happen in the city. But if you're a grade 7 fixer, how do you know about the 10-2 star if it's supposed to be a secret?
결투는 끝나지 않았다.
But hey, if you're behind the wall, according to the head's regulations, you don't have to worry about getting shot.
방금 전에는 굉장했다고.
Because bullets cannot pierce steel in the city or pierce walls. That's one of them rules. And who are we to break the rules imposed by our most benevolent of governments, the head?
완벽한 거리군.
셔! 시시게.
거슬리는 놈을 깔끔히 잘라내.
Excellent.
on, 올. 하지만 슬슬 물리는군. 근처에 융수염이라는 군 거를 파는 곳 있나?
Crap, my cover's blown. Skitter away.
그럼 오늘 림.
I'm not gonna get much far with a skitter away at this stage of the of arena, my friend. That's a rat level page. All right, where to? How can I say no if they're just gonna give me on floor 2 the ego gift that I was gonna fuse for? Okay, let's stomp floor 2 and get the best gift for this thing already. Okie dokie. I need to change Pequod first mate.
좋은 것이 좋겠어.
His passive is not working. It was gonna be so nice if it did work, but it does not work for this thing. It has to be something else. It's a shame, really.
쟤네 고기라도 먹은 거.
Because I wanted to be
기분이 좋잖아.
work together with these, but it won't work. Gonna have to change Faust and Yuseng. But I will keep this combo in mind for the future if I have a Pierce Bleed guy in our team. Anyway, this guys, I hate fighting these guys. That's 3 one-sided attacks going out. Yep. And they are all blunt. I wanted an ego?
무타법을 이제야 좀 이해했군.
와, 엄청난 공격이었어. 기념할 만한 걸.
Hermes is your favorite. You got the ego. Well, ego is a difficult thing, really.
마음, 둘,
If you go back to thinking how it's you earn ego and how it is described that you're essentially walking a tightrope at all times when with ego activated, because you can destabilize someone's ego with words. Let's look back at our boy Philip on Library Ruina. He halfway awakened ego, but the right choice of words sent him spiraling down into a gloom spiral, and he distorted. Just because Virgilius is very apt at using his ego, if you know what to say to him, if you know him well enough and know how to destabilize him, you could cause him to distort. It is constantly being on a tightrope. Just because someone awakened ego does not mean they cannot distort. It's just that it's going to be difficult because they have... The manifestation of ego shows that you are convicted in your ideals. It's just manipulation therapy, yep. It's a very good way to actually play a charisma character in City, is that you can just manipulate people with words, and even if they do awaken a powerful ability such as ego, you can force them to distort, and it's no longer your problem. Even Carmen is not, she's not out there just, I want everyone to distort. Her goal is to make everyone be honest with themselves with something that is a problem in the city that suffers from the disease of the mind, as she has, you know, coined the term disease of the mind. It's not a literal disease, it's more like a state of apathy and I just want to make it survive kind of mentality that everyone in the city is adopting. I don't care about the process, I don't care about how much suffering this causes. I just want I just want to survive, I just want to live. And I don't care about anything else. I don't want to drink, I don't... Ryoshu, please! Anyway, I don't want to survive, I just want to survive, I don't care. Just leave me be. And I don't drink anymore, I don't have ambitions. That's the thing that is permeating the entire city. And no one cares about how things are, they just want to maintain the status quo. Everyone's just kind of down in the dumps. And that's what she saw as a problem that she wanted to fix with
쟤네 고기라도
the whole
먹으니까
Seed of Light
기운이
project.
솟잖아.
That's a problem. Is there such a singularity that can do that? Straight up just use a singularity to steal someone's ego. I mean, singularities does have a lot of crazy tech around them. They're all reality-defying stuff. But since ego and distortions are not exactly new, but were extremely uncommon before the events of LobCorp, is there even a singularity that can do that? Or if there is, have they actually managed to do so? Because it's the city is, I heard it described as the ultimate rat race. Everyone is trying to acquire power, however form that takes, in whatever way they can. Be it G-Corp with their insectile augmentations, be it Ego, be it Shin and Mang, it doesn't matter. Everyone's trying to acquire power for their own goals.
오, 기운이 솟는다, 단테.
So if there is a technology that allows you to steal someone's power, like Ego, that would be a very interesting to see how it's going to work. It's going to be like some zombifying tool that the person becomes a husk with no emotions, nothing anymore. I mean, we're kind of already doing that with the mirror dungeon, the mirror technology. At least Endcorp is doing it. Endcorp in the ring. Oh, just Endcorp now. The ring is no longer... I think it's no longer involved in the mirror research. Their chief researcher kind of quit, joined Endcorp.
방금 전에는 굉장했다고.
Purge him! Purge this gnome! I don't want to see him anymore.
완벽한 한방.
There is. I fully forgot the name of it. Some sort of relic singularity. Probably it is a singularity. Good luck getting your hands on that. Well, if it is a singularity, it is going to be the centerpiece of a wing of the city. That means, yeah, good luck getting that. But the singularity has multiple uses. It is just one piece of technology, and Ryoshi's going to be talking about it a lot now. Hold on.
이관. 그럼 오늘 림컴버 회식 메뉴는 수박을 곁들인 용수형 과자로 결정하지.
Ryoshi, for someone that speaks in abbreviations, I didn't expect you to talk so much. In any case, singularities are, as far as I understand, some relic or a creature or something that has such a potential for... such a technological potential that you can become a wing by exploiting that. Look at K-Corp, for example. They have the tearful thing with the eyes. And from that singularity, a myriad of other technologies can evolve and be developed from. For example, we have the tears. The tears, they regenerate you, not exactly regenerate you, to restore you to the way you were before, similar to W-Corp's actual singularity. And from that, they develop the... what's it called? The ampules that make you melt, the ampules that heal, and probably other stuff. And they started using that for agriculture as well, for making chickens with infinite wings and infinite legs. Kind of cruel, kind of fucked up if you think about it, but we try not to. I am going to take off Ryoshu. Sorry, Ryoshu, you get to stay quiet. Who is gonna take its place? I don't know, man. I like using June or Ricardo, but the team doesn't fit right now, so we're just gonna go with Dante. Good old Dante. How about that? I wish I had Lei Hang, but I don't. So yeah, Singularity is gonna have a lot of technologies being developed around it and its byproducts. So if there is a singularity that is about stealing stuff, I don't know. I never heard of it. I know J-Corp has the one that locks everything up. We have the fairies that open anything, and so on and so forth. But I particularly don't remember any relic that I can steal ego. I'm rereading Distortion Detective and recently I reread Leviathan, so I don't remember anything about that, unless I'm missing something. Unless you're talking about the monolith. Monolith is a new thing that we don't know much about, other than it can force a distortion. How now? The question is how the monolith came to be. If it was manufactured or a natural occurrence.
승부차.
Apparently, Z Corp is. Nah, that's a good question. I was thinking about X Corp, but no, it's Z Corp. Z Corp, we don't know anything about it. It's not even on the map. Probably underground or somewhere else. Eliminated by the head, and no one took its place. I realize I'm not paying attention to the fight. I should be. But then again, this is a chain fight, so I can't do much about chain fights.
거기구나.
I need the healing gift swords because they're about to get staggered.
정복하겠는가?
I was someone to find one that said Big Rock. Who knows? I do like the idea. The city as a setting reminds me a lot of Battle Angel Alita, where they have Zalin, the floating city, on top of the junkyard city. Zalin is supposed to be this utopian city, and all its trash is dumped on the ground below, and the people form the city around this trash heap around and start build the junkyard city. And Zalin is connected to the ground by a bunch of tubes, and they have farms around the planet that send supplies to Zalin through these big ass tubes, and it's guarded all the time. The city reminds me a little bit about that, with the wings and the back streets, but on a multiple of them. Ooh, it's taking a while to load. Why is it taking a while to load? There we go. The only thing I didn't like about the latest Kanto, for example, is that we didn't get to explore more of the city. We're still on H Corp. H Corp is interesting. I heard someone make a joke that it uses China in box because of the shape of the nest. I just saw it that it was just Kowloon walled city. D Corp is connected to the Black Forest. I never heard of that. Where did you hear that from? As far as I know, the Black Forest is somewhere, probably on the outskirts, and the tree birds, the abnormality tree birds, are a representation of the head as a governing body. I do believe that our director even said that himself. Just a second, give me that. Come on, give me the thing. Where Punishing Bird is supposed to be the... It is a giant box. It's China in a box. Or Kowloon Walled City. If you don't know about that, it's an interesting tidbit about China. There was a city that was walled off, and it was crazy. So anyway, I think our director himself said out that... I have to look up the actual interview, where the arbiters are represented by Judgment Bird, the beholders are represented by Big Bird, Many Eyes, and the claws represented by Punishing Bird. As in, the arbiters enforce the law, no matter how unfair the law is, because Judgment Bird has the scales and they're tilted. Even though they know the laws are completely fucked, they're gonna enforce it. The beholders of the head, the Big Birds. I never heard anything about that, brother. I don't know where that information came from, but I will look it up at some point. So, Big Bird was supposed to be the beholders. He's watching the entire forest and kills people before they can become monsters of the forest. My game is lagging, I don't know why. And finally we have Punishing Bird that punishes people with maximum force for the smallest of sins. That is our claws. Yeah. We'll take that. We are gonna take Rusty Coin as well. Yeah, we're taking the Rusty Coin. We're taking the Bait Token. And we're taking Devil's Share. Do we have anything that we don't use it here? We don't. Every single one of these items is good for our team. Oh no, G-Corp was from Genetics Gravity because it's a different G-Corp. When a wing falls, another wing takes its place. For example, there was a previous W Corp, and it fell. And now the new W Corp came into play. They have different names, but it is still a wing. So, I don't know, it could be called... an old G Corp could be called Glockroach Company, and then the Gravity Ball Enterprises took its place and became the new G Corp. It's not because usually I don't have this lag where it takes a long time to load. I don't know, sometimes the servers are dying. There was a previous W Corp.
어디 있는가?
So you get an example. The warp dimension is not W Corp Singularity, not originally anyway. They bought it, if I recall correctly, from the Library of Ruin W Corp pages, if I'm not mistaken. They bought the previous Singularity for a different wing, or when the wing was about to fall. Their actual singularity is their passenger seats that allows them to restore something to a previously saved state. So think about it like a save reload, but for your physical body. Let's see, we have you. Where was you, Wicked Pierce? You were Wicked Pierce at the head. Good. Means we're gonna be poking your eyes out. But with every wing of the city, at some point, because the city does not keep records of its history, that's been a recurring theme that has been showing up a lot lately. We don't have previous records of things, just things that kind of happened in the past and people still remember, but we don't keep records of it. And so it's very likely that every corp at one point was replaced by a different corp, or in a wing war, or just plain bought out. Bought out, went to became bankrupt and got bought out by a different one, and you know how the story goes. There's 2 attack weights that I don't like it. We're gonna have to let an attack slip through, aren't we? Actually, no, we don't. Since we are faster than these AoE attacks, we can just dodge them. If I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna be able to dodge all of these attacks. Let's find out. Yeah, let's find out. Except for that one, she's same speed. Nope. I screwed up. I screwed up. Right. I'll bounce back from it. I forgot how to dodge mass attacks.
거기구나.
What's your favorite boss fight? Favorite boss fight? Well, I like Lei Hang a lot. His music was cool. His combat was fantastic. Jashu was also interesting. Very cool. Favorite boss fights? I like the sheep. The sheep is also very fun because it's a very simple mechanic, but still kind of entertaining to play around. The frog? No, the frog is not a fun fight. Frog, you just bully him. 28 damage, she'll survive. Think about favorite boss fight now. The Pequod trio was fun. Pequod, Captain Ahab and Pequod trio. Captain Ahab, Eagle was not as interesting, but I liked the Pequod trio fight. It was very fun. The Bloodfiend trio was also fun. Nelly wasn't much fun. Try to remember all of the fights here. Just 1 second. First Kanto, we had the Apple, which is a nothing burger. Second Kanto, we had Baba Yaga, which is just a runaway fight, so not really interesting. Kanto 3. Back when we only had, like, you know, bad, shitty IDs at the time. The Sacristia, which was the place with like true proceeding inquisitor, very strong inquisitors, was interesting. I liked it because it was the first time that I actively interacted with the combat system in Limbus. I already played Ruina before, so that one was very interesting. It was very fun. It was very hard too. Following that, there was Cromer. Cromer was fun, even though I kind of got shafted. For some reason I had Sancho or Papa Quixote was first try. Yeah, no, Sancho is... I think Sancho is more difficult than Papa Quixote because Papa Quixote has a lot of scripted events that happen during the fight, so it feels less... not say less difficult, but less forced, some stuff. Ooh, I kind of want to get Cigarette Holder, but I also kind of want to get Nebulizer. But there's also this. We'll go for the 4th level gift, whatever. So, sorry, let me go back, let me go jogging my memory lane here. So, Kanto Tree, ooh, oh, gambling time. And there should be a noise. There should be a slot machine noise at this point. Nothing. Speech Puff 9, welcome, hello. So, jogging down memory lane again. Cromer was the first time I really interacted with the game systems. I kind of got shafted the first time I played. I had to replay the entire dungeon because I brought a bleed team, and I don't think I had the full mark when I fought her, so she was regenerating health like crazy. Canto 4. Bosses in Canto 4. We have the Bow, which is annoying. I don't like him. I can kill him easily now. I know his gimmicks, but I don't like him. We had Donbei. Donbei is very fun. I like her. Her music on the second stage is beautiful. How's your day been? It's been pretty great. I'm still recovering from a cold, but the cold meds are holding me strong. Let me send these boys here to fight. Dong Rang as a boss fight was something alright. My personal favorite is Lucio and Valentina. We get to play with Virgilius passive. That's eventually Keto 9 introduced a lot of interesting mechanics that I kind of want to replicate in my own tabletop, where a extremely powerful individual accompanies you and you have to provide support to him so that he can actually do his thing. It's the same thing on the Gregor fight on Keto 9. Felt good to hear that. Ah, you're welcome. I hate getting a cold. I haven't been able to go to the gym this entire week because cold. I'm not gonna force my body when I'm not feeling great. But probably next week I'll be up to speed and up to full power again. So do you usually stream around this time or today something like that? I am starting to stream around this time from now on, so that I can segment my day a little better. So I work in the morning. After I finish working and have a nice lunch, I start streaming. I stream for about 3 hours, give or take, depending on what I'm doing. Today I'm doing another Limbus stream because like I said, I'm still not fully recovered, so I'm not gonna try any of the new games I had planned to try, because I want to give it my all when I actually play those, which is Halo ODST, Halo Reach, Outer Wilds, and there was another game I'm forgetting, Diamond Blades. Diamond Blades is gonna be a bit of a test because I don't know if my computer can handle it with the stream. Thank you, that means a lot, Peachy Puff, and Spaghetti Meat on YouTube. Ah, hello, I wish I knew a little bit of German to say hi to you, but I am from Brazil, believe it or not. By the way, someday I'll figure out how to put both the Twitch chat and the YouTube chat here. I still haven't figured out because it's weird to dual stream like this. Let's spread around the damage a little bit. Nice to meet you too, Peachy Puff. So, continue our tour amongst all the bosses in Limbus Company to try and figure out which one's my favorite. I can already tell it's going to go Lei Hang because I just love Lei Hang. He's amazing. I love the way he looks, I love the way he talks, I love the way he fights. Something I particularly enjoy in a lot of fiction is that we introduce, for example, bionic augmentations, right? We have Like, I have a robot arm. I have a bug bionic like Gregor or something like that. It's cool. It's nice. I like it. However, I like it when they elevate that a little bit further by adding techniques on top of that. The Lei Hang falls exactly on that. Not only has a gun sword blade, he just doesn't rely on the gimmick on, you know, press the button, bullet, fire, and propel the sword faster. Thank you. That is much appreciated. What's your Twitch? I can't subscribe. I can't see it. It is the same as on my YouTube channel. I do believe it's like this. Just typing it out. You can find the links on the description below the stream and on my channel as well. I sometimes post videos on there. I will try, after I recover from my cold and all that, write up a review from a game per month, because I wanted to try and do that. But yeah. So anyway, I like when the fantasy or the story or whatever elevates the gimmick. Like, we introduce this, but this character goes beyond just that. He just doesn't use the sword with the gun. He actually develops techniques for using that weapon. By the way, I want to tell you something. Go right ahead. Should I go fight the Spire of Contempt? Yeah, let's fight the Spire of Contempt.
바라본다.
So, back to memory lane. There we go. Ooh, it's all 3 speeds, right? I also like this boss a lot. The music, the background is amazing. Let's just enjoy it for just a moment here. I can see because I have my eyes closed for a second there. I like this boss a lot. I like I guess the youngins call it nowadays aura. Basically, I draw some cool stuff in my free time. Would you like to see what I've done? If you drop a Twitter link, I'll go check it. Continuing on. Orlandolor, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. It's so this boss fight is so moody. I love it. Here we go. That should, if my calculations are right. Haha, now I exist here as well. Shall sub on your YouTube too. Thank you. I assume you're spaghetti and meat too. That is much appreciated. Discoverability is very difficult on both YouTube and Twitch. That's why I stream on both, and I stream on both because why not? I have the capabilities of doing a dual stream. So if my calculations are correct, Merso is going to dodge all of the attacks. Hopefully. So, Peachy Puff, if you drop me a Twitter link, I will check your artworks and share and promote it. Otherwise, I put as one of my rules into Twitch chat that I am not accepting anyone on Discord. I had a few cases of people trying to scam me, and so I don't want to run that risk again. Anyway, so after with Donbei, Donrang, we went to Canto 5, which is Ishmael's Canto, right? Ricardo, Ricardo. How can I not say about Ricardo? We're talking about boss fights. I also like him. He's not my top favorite. Thank you, Orlando. That means a lot. Okay, so my calculations are correct. He dodged all of those attacks with no problem. Now we can clash freely against him. I'm not gonna try to play the duels right now because we're still one short and he only has 2 body parts. And we're gonna be declaring new duels as well. So how can we not say anything about Ricardo? The way that he just kind of shows up, the complete tone change in the music when he enters.
항복하겠는가?
Alright, once I get a Twitter, I'll check it out. So the absolute tone shift as Ricardo enters. The reason why he's attacking us has nothing to do with the golden bow. He's just there to kick our asses because Heathcliff decided to steal. The music, the way he fights. If you never paid attention during the Ricardo fight, usually when clashes occur in fights, the characters push each other away. Ricardo, when you clash against him, he pushes you back, even when he loses clashes. And he clashes faster than any other character up until that point. I love him. He's a great fight. Not my top favorite. That still is Leihang, but goddamn is he fun to just fight, just to have him there. After that, we had a couple of the melody sides inside the whale. Have the Picot Trio, already talked about it. We have Ahab. We went then to Kanto 6, Heathcliff. To be honest, Heathcliff Kanto is one of my favorites, like top favorites. But I, for the life of me, don't think I liked any of the boss fights. I guess the corroded Heathcliff was fun. Was interesting, was unique. Shows that our sinners are not free of being distorted. But Heathcliff's Kanto was good, the writing was good, the pacing was excellent, but the final fight had an interesting thing where they changed between the boss fights. We had that before in Ruina, I believe. It was very good. It was very good, but I wouldn't say that I had any favorite boss fights from that Kanto. He's the definition of the big brother middle. He is amazing. I love Ricardo. I wish him to show up soon. I don't want him to die, honestly. I want him to keep being our Team Rocket enemy. But at one point we're gonna have to have some closure on him. So now we're entering Dawn's Kanto. Dawn's Kanto, man, I think Dawn Kanto is probably my favorite Kanto because every time I listen to Hero, I still cry a little bit because goddamn that hits. It hits real good. He deserves to become a great runner, unlike Matthias. Yeah, Matthias, there's a reason why he's in the House of Spiders. Now, there is something to be said about the middle here. A lot of people that look at the middle as a faction say it's like, oh, they're the best of the fingers, right? Well, all the fingers are bad, to begin with. They are the least worst if you consider some things. First, you become isolated. Once you join the middle is your family. So it's very unlikely that you're going to develop any sort of bonds or friendship or anything with anyone from aside the middle. Because anyone that is not part of the family is either just a nobody or an enemy. You have to take the grudges of other family members with you. So you're going to be fighting random people for reasons you don't really care or understand, but because you are a part of the middle, and since all books of vengeance are linked like a Wi-Fi network, you know all the grudges. So you are forced to stay within your family, and if you leave, they're going to brutally kill you. Now, like your OG family, something happens to them, they back you up. Kinda, yeah. Depends on your family, really. There's experience and experience. I can tell, for example, that my family, it's only me and my mother. The rest of my family might as well not exist, but let's not get into that right now. So, if you're okay with being sort of isolated into only being having the middle as your family, as your people that you can form a bond with, as long as you're fine with attacking other people with maximum violence, because their rules are a bit nutty, so there's the parties, you have to sort of obey your bigger brother, so there's some hierarchy there, but it's not as bad as the thumb. If the big brother tells you to go do something, you have to do it, and you have to do it gladly too. So there's some downsides, but compared to the others, it might not be the worst of the fingers. Or something else, yeah, and there's also how you consider family. Because since you have to obey your elder siblings, your elder brothers, depending on their views of family, you are subject to that as well. And fights inside of the faction have no consequences, or at least not a lot of consequences, because everything has to be like swept under the rug, you know. So if you have someone that keeps say, abusing you that is part of the middle, you can tell the big brother he's just gonna have a stern talking to him. It's not gonna end up in anything. It's a nepotism, pure nepotism. What I mean by that is the definition of families. We have Matthias, we have Ricardo, and we have Quickweg from Poised. What was it called? Ricardo sees his brothers as actual family. They are. I will avenge them. I don't want them to die. I want to take care of them. He's a legit good brother. We have Quickweg that saw them as garbage. Saw she was doing bad things all the time. She didn't see the family part of the middle, even though she was a great sister or a big sister. I don't remember what was her actual rank. And she wanted to get rid of all those memories. While if you see on Dawn's Middle Dawn's up story, the Ricardo actually, new guy, party for the new guy, and stuff like that. And then Matthias, well, Matthias is a big man-child. He wanted his sword, and he wanted it now. I want my sword, I want it now. And then killed two of his brothers for that. And people pretty much sniffed that out immediately because, yeah, no, it didn't go on this quest to get the sword, and two of the great brothers died there. Something happened and you don't want to tell us. A little wish making here. The fun is straight up diabolical. You can actually refuse to go on vengeance. How far can you refuse going on vengeance? That is, it's still an organization. They might be structured like a family, but it's still a organization. So how far can you say no to that? For such an example, let's use Matthias. God. Horseshoe. I'll check it out, Peachy Puff. Once I get I'll just finish here. Don't want to overload my PC by opening a browser while I'm streaming and playing at the same time. He did what he did and became a reject as becoming the Middle Earth fighter. Pretty much. He kind of covered up his tracks by committing the murders. No one had a way to prove that he did it, but everyone kind of knew. So he became kind of persona non grata inside of the Middle. They knew, so hey, we're gonna start this new thing. We're just gonna toss you in there. Fuck you. Go there. Oh boy. So, really, the middle is, in my opinion, the least bad finger. They're still all bad. Because they're always, all of the fingers, if you notice them, they're all about different concepts of authority, authoritarianism, and relationships. We have a thumb. It's highly hierarchical. You must obey your superiors, utter discipline. Think of it like an army, really. We have the index, which is a religious organization. Pretty much. We follow the prescripts, we follow them blindly. Nothing is above the prescripts, you must always follow the prescripts. We have the middle, which is about family. The authority of family, you always respect your elders, your big brother, or the grandmother if they will meet her, or if it keeps going up, I don't know, the great-grandmother. And then you have the ring, which is about teachers, art, maestros, and such. So you're always respecting the more renowned of them, I guess, and that's why Callisto kind of fell out of fashion, because his art was considered outdated, so he was, put in the House of Spiders. And finally we have the Pinky, which we can only speculate about because we don't really have any solid information about them. Maybe they're like a master, my guess is that they're gonna be like a master-disciple relationship, not like a teacher-student, but master-disciple. Think like martial arts. You have to respect your master, you have to obey your master and tell everything he... Oh yeah, you have single coin, she's attacking the thing, that's right. He's seen with less respect, must rather do what he does because they fear him, while Ricardo they respect him. Yeah, Ricardo is a great character. He's still gonna kick our asses though, and I hope he doesn't die, but he probably is going to. And we're gonna get an ID from him, unfortunately. But that is life in the city. So yeah, all the 5 fingers represent some level of authority. Authority or hierarchical organization. Either familiar, religious, military. That was loud. Ow. That was loud and meaty. But yeah, it really, if you were hard pressed to join on the fingers, either go for the ring or for the middle. Depending on who you get as a master, assuming the pinky is about that, that also might be one of the best options as well. There we go. There we go. Damn, we're getting some really good ego gifts in this run. Really good. This one would be absolutely beastly if you could get a attack weight on someone. Of course, them being the big, ooh, should we do this? No. Let's do this. We're only looking at the 5 fingers, because the 5 fingers have powers to compete with the wings of the city, their organizational power. And we have to consider all the subsidiaries they also have. Just like the wings subcontract to other companies in the city, and there are other companies in the city, not just the wings. The wings are just the big mega corporations. The fingers also have subsidiaries. How does the pinky have subsidiaries? I have no idea, but I guess we're going to figure out something about them sometime in the future. My guess is that the pinky has their power, assuming again the whole master-disciple thing, is that they have renown and respect from big shot workshops and other powerful, very powerful individuals from word of mouth. Think of it like a secret society of sword masters that know the secret blacksmith that does the super special sword. Ooh, you sent me a lot of text. Give me a second here. If I recall, you can always refuse, but if you refuse too much, you start losing favor with your brothers, not going on crusade, or doing vengeance, make you less strong, as you don't get chains and tattoos. That is correct, we forgot about that point. To mention that resolving all your vengeance use chains, selling your own earns more tattoos, realize how few chain materials well has a lot. I don't recall, I do know you get tattoos for resolving grudges, but I don't remember the part about chains. I thought that, I mean, it makes sense if that's the case. It's a very interesting thing. I'll keep that in mind. I need to confirm where that information comes from, but I do run a tabletop, and we are dealing with the middle in the tabletop. I mean, yeah. I mean, I understand the symbology, but I want to know the exact where this was mentioned. I know the tattoos part, where you solve grudges, you get tattoos. It would make sense. Like, I helped my friend, or my family member, and I gain a chain because. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Chain battles, there's not much to do. I wanted to play, when I do mirror dungeons like this, and I try to do that at least once a week for my weekly, I like to build teams and play around their gimmicks, but the Cinq Association, while they have a gimmick, and they're very good for dueling, as is their whole thing, once you start going, there's not much you can do. At this point, I might as well ring rate, because we have so many powerful ego gifts at our favor, and I didn't use Grace of the Stars or ego gift search, I just managed to get lucky with them. There's very little I can input here to significantly alter the course of battle. Watch, just as I say this, one of our characters is gonna die. It's gonna be a snowball of mistakes. playing the middle clear, that's my story. If not, I just forgot the left side of the source. Let's say, also done with the mirror dungeon. We're floor 4, I believe. We'll go check it out. I do have middle clear. Because it's very important for world building. That's why I use Rupture. Because, like I said, it's very important for world building, especially when I GM for a tabletop. So I gotta know these things. Especially since the brother of one of the player characters actually joined the middle. Because his family, his actual blood family, has a few issues, a few problems that is plot related. Sorry, my nose. Oh, a credit card. Tabletop. You also stream that? I am planning to stream that at some point. Right now we're a bit of a break because we've been playing for a year and I've been the sole GM for that year. Kind of. We have 1 or 2, maybe 3 sessions with other players as GM. We try to pass the torch around so not one player has to GM for everyone. But I do plan to stream that. I do have an overlay. Let me show you real quick. Haha! I do have a little overlay here for that. I got it from another guy. I'm gonna credit him once I actually stream. I already talked to him, it's all talked out. But I do plan to stream that at some point. It's just that we're on a little bit of a break. I might stream it, but I might stream with like a chat turned off, just so we can, what's it called, focus on the game. We'll see. If everything goes according to plan, maybe this Saturday, an hour early than my usual stream, I'll probably try to stream it. We'll see. I'm not going to be the GM this time, so I'm going to be an actual player. For once, at least. I finally get to use all the character concepts I create. And it is a tabletop built entirely around the Limbus arena system of clashing, which is godly for me because I really, really dislike turn-based games when they are games where you sit there, wait your turn to attack, and then the character attack, wait his turn, attack me, etc, etc. What are you gonna be or what are you? Our setting plays around, we're fixers. We are together in an office, but we are not like struggling fixers or, what do you say, we're not struggling because we have a patron. This is original stuff from me. We have a guy called King. King is running an operation in the city because he has a big, big dream, a big ambition of one day controlling the 5 fingers. But he's not going to do it through pure violence. Of course, some violence is required. It's the city, after all. But he's doing it through economic, politics, etc. Trying to get not involved directly with his operations, using proxies, etc. He's like a shadowy manipulator. Now, King runs an interesting operation because he has a busted eye, because when he was striking a deal with the L Corp branch facility, the events of Love Corp came to pass and the facility exploded, but he managed to escape with a gift, something extra for him. He has a fragment of a golden bowl into his eyeball, so he can't heal this eyeball. It's like empty. There's a little golden glow inside of there. That gives him a distinctive ability to see the potential in people. It's not something defined like, oh, I see you're going to become a super powerful fixer. No, he looks at you, he sees like the threads of fate or a subtle golden glow around you, and he's like, yeah, this guy has potential to be something. And so he is investing in the people that he recognizes have potential, in a little bit of like, okay, I will help you achieve your goal. In return, you help me here and there. How does that sound? And that's how he runs his operation. He invests into people's dreams, people's ambitions, and in return, these people with potential help him achieve his goals. Now, the whole thing about controlling the 5 fingers is something we're not going to do in the tabletop. This is background dressing. This is my GM excuse to make the player characters all stay together when they go do something. And the way I structure the missions in my tabletop is very similar to Kanto's and Limbus Company. They are very focused on a character in particular. So, for example, the second chapter we did, the character Eugene was played by my friend. He was an ex-torturer for a syndicate. He did torture for information and all that. He's all working for King. We discovered that his family was kidnapped by a man seeking vengeance on Eugene. How do I, as a GM, get the other players who are fixers involved in this mission that is very personal to Eugene? Simple. King, through a proxy, hired the rest of the characters to go to a specific building and clear out any syndicate presence in there. Said building was exactly where Eugene's family was, and so this gave an excuse for all of them to go together there and solve that. So King acts as a patron, think of like Warlock, Dungeons and Dragons patron, to bind all the characters together. And in return, they do quests, they do objectives, sometimes not related to their own stuff, to help King, and whenever there is an opportunity, King will take it. So, say we want to attack a facility to obtain information about the past of one of our characters. King is going to see that, through a proxy, he's going to invest in that company we're going to be raiding. And once the company gets attacked and the price goes down, he uses another proxy to buy out the company and end up controlling it while we are doing our own thing trying to get that information. So when the characters go out to do things, King is also seeing an opportunity to get something in return. That's how he operates. So that's how I structure my tabletop. My other players are gonna do GMs next. They're gonna do their own thing. I think the next one is gonna do my next friend's gonna be GMing now. Oh yeah, no, he doesn't want to do anything with Diaz. He probably knows her because he's rich and influential too. But his goal is mostly to deal with the fingers. Why? I don't know. I never actually wrote down why he wants to control the fingers. Doesn't matter, really, because we're never going to see that. That, again, is background dressing. It's going to stay on the back there. I want to do this for reasons. It's just like how you never know what the eldritch entity you made a pact with actually wants when he tells you to go to a town and kill a guy. Very nice. I'm aware Diaz has the UJAT, which is very funny because Canto 9 we literally had a UJAT humiliation node exclusive for that, and it's so sad. This is why I don't like chain battles. Look at Otis. Otis is gonna attack this guy that has 2 counter readies, and there's this guy attacking her that is slower than her, but I cannot redirect the dodge. Yeah, sabotage her own boys. That's even sadder. Because Diaz is filthy rich, so she considers everything expendable. Humans, elite characters, everything. I don't know if you saw the uptie for Ujat Otis, but it's pretty much if they didn't get sabotage, Ujat Otis, like 2 other Ujats, managed to wipe the entire Nurse House of Spiders. She legit has a mention every nest, yeah. She's filthy rich. Now, I heard that people say that she wants to take over their head. I have to finish rereading Distortion Detective to confirm that. I already read it once, but I don't remember anything about that, but I gotta check it out at some point. I was reading it the other day, but life has things to do first before I gotta sit down and read all of it. But anyway, tabletop. My character that I run is a Japanese katana boy. He doesn't have much of an ambition. He used to be a party boy, because it's mostly based off of Nobunaga Oda, meaning he was very wild, very disrespectful, very rude, was constantly going to parties, drinking, and then he had a close death encounter with an abnormality and the sweepers, and then he changed his way. I also think that's the case that there are many lines that linger for such, but that's the only way for me to become, and it cuts. Pretty much. There's much to speculate about, because especially Distortion Detective later on, a flashback sketch. Apparently the line where she says, "I want to befall the head, but for that I need a pair of wings," can be interpreted as is literally talking about wings, or is something else. I mean, sounds pretty much on the nose. That's no. I need a pair of wings. Wings are the mega corpse, and I want to befall the head. The head is the big one. But I think that Diaz wanting to take over the head is a little too cliche. That's pretty much it. What happened? I have his entire lore written out because I like creating characters. And it was essentially like that. He was overdosing in a club, and the owners of the club didn't want to deal with this guy overdosing, so they tossed him on the streets during the night at the back streets. And so he stumbled into an alleyway, yoinked out of his gourd, completely overdosing on whatever. And when the sweepers were about to get him, an abnormality showed up. Which abnormality, I don't know. I'm not going to specifically create that. I'd rather keep it vague. And it was an abnormality that attacked the mine directly. That saved him from the sweeper. The sweepers started tearing off chunks of their own heads as the abnormality descended upon them. And the thing that saved him from dying to the abnormality was because he was overdosing on drugs at that moment. His mental state was not the best, so he was literally seeing horrors beyond his comprehension, but his comprehension was beyond the horrors. But he had that close call, and he reconsidered his life. He he reconciliated with his father, which was a retired syndicate hitman. They started understanding each other a little more because he was considered a failure and a disappointment to his father because of the way he behaved. His father continued his training, and now he is also working on the idea that human beings don't exactly change completely, they adapt. And so he didn't just, he quit drinking, he quit using drugs, but in place of that, he put something in place that is his sword training and wanderlust. He wants to experience the city, he wants to see things, he wants to witness the horrors, he wants to see the good, the bad, the ugly, the weird. So he changed his drug abusing ways and party for wandering and experiencing the world. A little too much. That is actually one of his character flaws, because if he's in a conversation with, he's in a serious conversation, and he starts getting bored about the conversation, he starts wandering off like Joe Biden. He just looks to the side and just starts going, because this is no longer interesting. Oh yeah, the second smoke war is coming, the horrors are coming. Sure. Give me some poise gifts. Aha, 4-leaf clover. And golden urn. And angel's cut. Oh, we got the 2 combo here, nice. If you take a UPS system with the gauntlets, the wrist guards, you can make some use of charge on your team for a bit of a damage up. It's a good question. Let's see here. What do I not need from this? All the gifts I have are very good. I can't sell any of these. These are all very good for this thing. So yeah, but the system is all focused on clashes, as I was saying before. The reason why we're doing the tabletop is also because I really like the system. We don't have the Dungeons and Dragons armor class. We literally have the same block, evade, attack dices. Remember how I spoke of the sheep that I like her fight? There she is. Who's gonna be dueling you first? So when a character attack each other on the system, the character that is receiving the attack can choose to respond with a attack, a block, or a counter. It works exactly like Ruina, but we don't have multiple dices on our attacks. If you choose to counter attack, you get to use your attack against the enemy attack. Boom! Bigger number wins, loser takes all the damage. If you decide to respond with a block, you roll your block that you have, and you reduce the incoming damage by the block value. If you have more, if you clash with a block, you deal the difference as stagger damage. And if you clash with an evade, if you win with the evade, you take no damage, and you win. You recover your stagger by the dice roll. So it's a bit of a gamble. So I can gamble with an attack to deal damage back to the enemy, I can gamble with a block to reduce the damage, or I can gamble with an evade to recover my stagger and not take damage. And then you add skills on top of it. You got skills that do all sorts of crazy things, like, for example, on a clash win with an evade, my character gets to move 6 squares away from the enemy, which is crazy fun to do. Like, take this as an example. On a Clash Arena evade, I get to move, I don't know, 4 squares away from the enemy. So I dodged, I moved 4 squares away, and then I used something else called Cavalry Charge, that if I move 3 squares in a straight line towards my enemy, I get advantage on my attack. Actually, no, I give disadvantage to the enemy because I'm charging it. Alright, Dawn got the plug, and now Dawn is going to plug the sheep. Just like Minecraft. That was horrible. I'm looking forward to what we're going to do in the next session, where I'm not going to be the GM, because the player that is going to be the GM said that we have to make rank 1 characters. The system is segmented in ranks instead of levels. Rank 1 character is like absolute beginner, and what he said was that these rank 1 characters are going to be apprentices that we are going to have to train. So we created an apprentice, and we're probably not going to be assigned with that same apprentice. It's going to give us someone else. I wonder where he got that idea from. Do you think we're going to do 1,000 damage with this? Yes, we are. We are killing this thing. I think. 300... Yeah, no, we're killing this thing. We're killing this thing. I'm not even gonna try to play its gimmick. We're just killing it. We have so much pierce damage ups. The big damage makes my eye shine. It's good. It's very good. I usually don't like damage numbers in video games because I'll explain my logic later, but I do like it in Limbus because the bigger the damage you do, the physically bigger the number gets. It is amazing. Renewed merch and lightning rod. Yeah. Kinda. You can definitely meat head your way through boss fights in Arena as well, especially with Gebra. Merry-go-round is not fun. Do the defining. Let's go visit Ahab. Because gimmicks are nice and fun and all, but it reaches a point where you're doing so much damage that it doesn't matter what gimmick you have. I'm just gonna kill you. It is. One thing I dislike that they added is that you get these now. It shows you exactly what the choice does. I think you have to unlock it first, but I have one gaslight with this one. Yeah, no, we're just gonna poke you with sticks now. We're just gonna kill you. We're just here to kill you. We don't want to talk to you. We don't want to hear excuses. We're just here to kill you. There we go. We're gonna let one of these attacks go through. There's not much we can do. You. Frente, and yeah, we're gonna have to leave one of these attacks to go through. Look at these damage ups. This is turn 1. I do like these teams that focus entirely on damage ups, instead of focusing on the ailment, like Rupture maxing with their Hastios or Burn maxing with the Liu, because it shows that you don't need like super complicated gimmicks. You just need like stupid powers, stupid power-ups. But then again, this is the mirror dungeon. The mirror dungeon, everyone's very overpowered because of the gifts.
완벽한 거리군.
저 시시게 유쾌한 결투였네.
그때가 전부 꿰뚫렸네.
뻔하지.
Nice. 500 plus damage.
거기구나.
유쾌한 결투였네. 유쾌한 결투였네.
Actually, after I'm done with this battle, I'll show you how the tabletop screen looks real quick. Maybe.
전부 꿰뚫렸네.
Crown roses, free rupture for everyone.
나의 상대는 어디 있는가?
Let's see here. Where is my... There we go. Tabletop. Characters. My character. Second. You're being targeted by two different guys. How about I dodge you? We'll just get a free attack.
거기구나.
Ah, that didn't work.
뻔하지.
Evaded. And now that everyone is fast and we have slots, we can just clash. Anyway, how do I put an image here?
저 시시게 유쾌한 결투였네.
Nah, I'll put it later.
뻔하지.
Again, these guys are pretty automatic. They're very simple in their gimmicks. Not much to do here. They're excellent on bosses if you're dueling them, but as a team with ego gifts on the dungeon, there's really not much to do. They're just really strong.
유쾌한 결투였네.
And again, I did get plenty lucky with my getting their gifts on the floor. Three, I believe.
결투는 끝나지 않아.
Here's the thing, if you run a team that is mostly focused on one physical damage type, it's much likely that you're gonna get the tier 4 gift as a reward on the floor much earlier, because they simply do not have that many gifts that focus on the damage type.
거기구나.
Because you got a lot of bleed gifts, you got a lot of rupture gifts, so the pool for those gifts are very diluted, I guess. It's still nice to have them, but if you want to get the tier 4 gifts as a drop on completing a pack, it's much more likely that you're gonna get as an elemental type, physical type, than you're gonna get from, say, being bleed or being burn. Because when you pick the ego gift at the beginning, you're kind of selecting what ego gifts are going to be spawning more likely for you. And every pack always needs to have like at least one, I think, or at least a high likelihood of having one ego gift of the type you selected at the beginning of the mirror dungeon. And because the physical types don't have a lot of gifts, they end up showing you the tier 4 very, very early. And boy, it's slow again. Well, perfect time for me to open up my browser and open up the tabletop that I was going to show you. It's loading, it's loading. Here we go. Give it another second. Ah, there we go. Headless portrait, give it. I don't want to fight this thing. This thing is annoying. Ah, you! Look at your pendant, buddy. Come on, I know it's taking a while to load. You can't see it because connecting is under my face, but come on, just look at your pendant, buddy. Nothing bad's gonna happen if you look at your pendant. Thank you. Any second now. There we go. We'll go here now.
나의 상대는
As soon as I finish with the mirror dungeon, I'll show you the tabletop thing, and I'll show you my character. I'll give a brief explanation of how the mechanics work as well, because it's very interesting. My character has something called Bleed Vigor. Means if I have self-bleed, I hit harder. Comically harder. What did you do to these fishes that they hate you, Sinclair? And again, this is a chain battle. I can't do anything to dodge. I hate chain battles for dodgy characters. Ah. Yeah, Sinclair is gonna get beat by a fish. I wish I had a counter on the side here, just like TF2 has for the fish on the scout, for how many times Sinclair is gonna get fished right now. Fentir or Alice?
아딱.
항복하겠는가?
결투는 끝나지 않았다.
유쾌한 결투였네.
Was there flute shoot? Yep, it was him. How do I set this list full screen? There we go. There we go. So we're almost done with the dungeon, and then we're gonna see that tabletop. Managed to put it on the other screen full screen, so I don't have any problem. Probably my connection, parted a little bit. You know how it is. Look at him go. Again, what is that? It's crazy to think that the calamities are being allowed within the city as they are within Ocorp rivers. I mean, there's probably like a mountain of paperwork and legalities related to the calamities in the lake. And I guess they know better, or at least Ucorp know better than to let the calamities spill free from the lake. And besides, they use the calamities to get whale oil. Think about it for a second. They use the whale oil to power Ucorp's singularity of gluing things together. So it's very likely that Ucorp itself is responsible for creating the whales. Maybe they release a little creature into the sea and the creature starts eating things and becoming bigger. Just like imagine the Katamari Damacy, but you are the ball. Alright, final boss. Here we go. Poised gift. Finifungality. Hell yeah. We want the big Poised gift. And we will get the big Poised gift. Which is sacrificing these minor gifts. Clear mirror, calm water. We are done. We are on our warpath to destroy Ahab now. True, I mean, the head would be sus. This is no new humans inside, a few exceptions. Bloodfiend are allowed inside. I mean, they can get in. They just say, I don't think Rian was like non-human. Rian was just, I don't know, a guy from the prescript. And Bloodfiends are technically humans. It's just like how distortions and abnormalities are also technically human. The head loves its technicalities, so it's very likely that the whales are technically human. My headcanon is that U-Corp has a horrible laboratory somewhere where they grab a person that has high affinity with whatever stuff they have. They grab a big comedically sized syringe full of green juice, injects into them, and they become like a horrible whale creature, and they just release it in the ocean, let it become a ball. And then they send people to hunt the whale. Hands. I think we're good to go. Let's go kill Ahab. I think the head is only really going to screech about things that are not human from its origins, like the cuckoo birds and whatever else. And AI too. Ah, it's the big Ahab. I thought I was gonna... evil defining is the... I just call it the birds. Yeah, the birds. The birds are kind of horrific. The cuckoo birds. I say they're horrific because cuckoo birds are known to remove the eggs from other birds from their nests and put their own there. So when you take in consideration how the first bird was born, I'd rather not think about it too much. We're here to stab an old lady. Again, no Grace of Stars, no ego hunting. We just got really lucky and this team is really strong. This is what happens when you... the whale. This is what happens when you dock your ship near France and you piss off the local royalty. They send a bunch of musketeers. I'm sorry, Grandma. We gotta stab you. I'm sorry, Grandma. She'll get a chance to beat us back with the third stage with the counters. You know that one scene from JoJo where they're kicking the shit out of a guy? That's pretty much what's going on here. Only if all four of them just were drinking wine in the beginning. Alright, slap us back. Unfortunately, we cannot offset a counter, but it would be really funny if we could. Flasher, Flasher, and Condition. Did that disable her counter? No, it didn't. Goodbye, Grandma. Jesus Christ. That was nasty to watch. That was really nasty. Alright. I think that's the mirror dungeon. Complete. Yeah. Nice job, Sinclair.
여러분들, 왜 그렇게 뒷걸음질을 하시는 건가요?
Christ. When did the mirror dungeons become so easy, man? Alright, give me that weekly payment. Love that sound. If you have the time, I don't know which platform you play. I usually do mirror dungeons, or used to do mirror dungeons. I do on stream now, when I'm working. I do have the privilege of working at home, so I mute the game, build up a team that can, you know, destroy the mirror dungeon, kind of like we just did, and I put it on my other screen and press P-Enter every now and then. Right. Before I show you the tabletop, we gotta check that thing about, speaking of, I need to change these two here. Was going to be this one, and was going to be this one. There we go. Where is middle Sinclair? There he is. Look at the boy. Let's see what he says about those chains. It's good that I gotta refresh my lore about it. Title 125, Section 79, Row P, East Exclusive Clause. Clean decapitation of the offending party using a weapon. Resolved. You sure like to go into details, don't you? Great work, let's move on to the next right away. Understood, Brother Sinclair. This cur hat so the big brother before my presence. That's it, rotate his angle 4 more times. That is decided, that the judgment was fairest might be. Thanks to the untimely visit from the middle of the backstreet of District 8 are in complete disarray. Now that the middle of the East have been away from District 8 for a while due to certain issues. Most fugitives who were either able to escape from the middle or had their sentence delayed for whatever reasons were all preparing to make themselves scarce. But I heard you all left District 8! You're lucky that we caught you before we fled. If you'd given us the slip this time, the punishment would have been doubled by the time we inevitably caught up to you. And they could have really escaped too, were it not for the big brother and his little brothers from the south. But thanks to a certain someone who decided to steal the big brother's hair coupons at New Corp, the middle of the south had traveled all the way to the eastern part of the city. It might seem foolish and frivolous for some, but to the child, and the middle as a whole, this was serious business. He'll be back soon. Thinking about his conversation with the big brother, the child checked that time, perhaps out of anxiety. The big brother had left the other little brothers in his care, and the child wanted to deal with this business before he returned. Normally, I would have left our siblings in District 8 to deal with this, but suppose my over-enthusiasm has been giving you all undue trouble. We're family, big bro. There is no such thing. I simply cannot bring myself to forgive them. Not only did they dare to leave my cute and adorable diary discarded on the ground, they also dared to nick my hair coupons. They'll take care of the small tasks, so why don't you go do some sightseeing now that we're here in H-Corp anyway? This place is pretty popular for, yeah, medical tours. We should get ourselves some of those famous boluses so you can avenge your hair coupons with real vigor. Don't worry about us. You told me you had a visit to see your brothers and sisters in the East too. I'll leave them to you while I'm gone. I'll be back in 4 hours. Bro, whoever that fool is praying for his soul, he won't be in a second. Yep. A loud, dramatic voice broke through the child's ruminations to the earlier the strip. It's dawn. Sinclair, news I must relay on to thee. Both acts of vengeance shared to us in the book have been paid for. Precisely calculated among the retributions that have been synchronized to our books of vengeance, 5 of them have been highlighted by our seniors in the East are now complete. We're still got about 20 minutes until Big Bro returns. Nice work, there's still a lot of time left. I'm sure this will satisfy our Eastern siblings. After taking care of a few lines of vengeance, the child from the south and the other little brothers were having a discussion in the circle. Right, shut up, one question at a time. Do I have any restaurant recommendations in District 8? If this is for treating Big Bro, I already have a reservation for a pretty damn good roast duck place, so don't worry about it. Next question. So, I wore this all the way from the port. Is this gonna be okay, outfit-wise? You thought to ask this now? Really? Anyways, it's not like we have a uniform policy like we're some legit association. That's gotta be able to blend in with each other, so don't worry too much about it. What should we expect in the East? What are some taboos we should watch out for? How can we make sure that Big Brother has the best possible time while he's here? Despite the barrage of questions, the child was able to answer most of them. Ask thee, brother Sinclair, however, art thou so knowledgeable in the matters of the East? Dost thou hail from this region, perchance? Nah, but I just happen to live here for a while due to certain events. Well, anything more we can add to their sins? We should throw the whole book at it to make sure that our big brother is happy. Merso, remind me what the punish for stealing hair coupons is? Title 8, Section 20, Row A, Line 6. Complete and total extermination of all involved parties. Well, can't get much worse than that for them, huh? If certain impudent behaviors are observed after our encounter, it may be possible to apply a few more articles to punish them further. Perfect. We should be able to make sure that Big Bro has a good time here. After staring at its text for a while, the child shuts the Book of Vengeance and brings the other siblings to attention. He's lording over them like he's their boss, but the little brothers don't mind. They know that the child's been a part of the middle for a long time despite his young age, and there are even rumors that the child wants to be promoted to young brother soon. They also know that has been on several vengeance hunts alongside the big brothers, some of them pretty significant. All set? Ah, of course, but I see that you are returned early. Sightseeing great and all, but just couldn't focus on anything else other than those damn hair coupons they stole from me. Oh, and take this, and don't forget to share between you boys. Are these bonuses? But these tortoise bows must cost you a fortune. Our siblings in the East were selling it at a discounted price, so I picked some of them up. Anyways, you're really grown since we met, huh? I can remember it just like yesterday, kid, bawling and trembling, terrified of even throwing the meekest punch, and look at you now. You're getting promoted to young brother soon, aren't you? Big bro, can we not talk about my early days? As the big brother description of the child was too different from the way he had presently carried himself. The other little brothers all looked at the child with apparent disbelief. The child could not wait to move on from the discussion. He turned away and changed the subject. Anyways, big brother, give us the bullets for our troubles. Now we really have to get those bastards. Otherwise the folks start thinking that the middle will all bark and no bite. Let's go show them what it means to mess with the middle of the city. The child and the little brothers begin the match behind the big brother. Perhaps these chains may one day become shackles to hold the child back. But for now, they are his unbreakable and trustworthy bonds. Yeah. Nothing about the chains getting bigger the more you help your brothers. I think it's only the tattoos. But then again, back in Ruina, the stray dogs mentioned that accessories on the body also enhance the body. So it might be some sort of weapon as well. Anyway. So let me just collect my payment here. Weekly. Bam. 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 Collect my boxes. Collect my shard boxes, streamer. We're nice and well prepared for the next week here. Right. I did say I was going to show you the tabletop for a little bit here. Let me open that up in just a moment here. And we go here, Limbus. And window capture. I think is TTRPG. Yeah. Window to capture opera. There we go. Now you should be seeing here my character. Look at him. I can't zoom in much further. Look at this boy. This is a kit bash from multiple different parts. I don't actually know how to draw very good. So, yeah. I just kit bash. Kit bash is just you take various different parts from various different characters. There is a drive out there with all the sprites from Limbus. Let me just... Hello. And here's how the system works. Here we have all your stats, your health, your stagger resistance. You have your weapons, you have your equipment, armor, you have tools, and you have your augmentation, which is your... what makes you a special little boy instead of just, you know, a rat or a civilian. These are like procedures your character has undergone, specific training or whatever, really. Whatever you're using to gain your power. My character in particular has something called Bleed Vigor, and that's it. It means for every true bleed on self, he gains 1 power. And we're operating on Ruina here. We don't have potencies. We only have, like, you have bleed, you have burn, and you don't have potency or count. Sort of, he has something that when he's on low health, he has more strength. But the idea here is that when I send out an attack, this is my attack, this is my roll, it was kind of a bad roll. We have Clash Win and Clash Loses here. When he Clash Loses with his sword, he gains exactly 6 bleed. And Bleed Vigor caps out at 6 bleed to gain 3 more power. So my next attack is going to be a +9 instead of a +6. Dun-dun! And now he's hitting considerably harder. The only problem is that every time I attack, I lose bleed by half the stack. And so I lose a clash, I get stronger. And as I use my strength, I start losing that strength until I lose another clash, and it keeps repeating until the fight keeps going back and forth. The idea is that if I lose a single clash, I will use a skill that has the same effect like Bleed Vigor, and stack those two together for a much more powerful attack. Now it's a +12, and now we're seeing some real numbers here. We're seeing some real numbers here. But anyway, this is the tabletop. This is our guys here. And yeah, maybe I'll stream this next Saturday. It really depends on how my friends are gonna feel like it. I'll probably stream as a private stream and then make it public later, or edit the video later, start making actual videos. Because, you know, I can stream privately, download the video, cut, edit all the boring parts like discussing rules and all that, and then re-upload it as a proper video. I had done that before with some our sessions. It is on my channel on YouTube, but it's currently private. I think I want private it. I don't see why not. I did put some effort into editing though, so why not? I'm gonna unprivate them once I get into the channel. But with that said, that's just the tabletop here. It would take far too long to explain all of this. But yeah, I love my autistic samurai boy here. But it has been 2.5 hours. I have done my mirror dungeon, and I am going to call the stream here. Tomorrow, at the same time, I am going to be doing another stream, but tomorrow is going to be Halo Day. I'm going to be doing Halo ODST for the first time. I played Halo 1 before, I played Halo 2 for the first time, played Halo 3 for the first time recently, and now I am going to be playing ODST for the first time. So, thank you Orlandolor, or Spaghetti and Meat on YouTube, same name, for showing up. Thank you for the follow, thank you for the subscribe, it helps like you wouldn't believe. Leave a like on YouTube if you can, leave a comment if you want, it helps a lot, it pleases the algorithm. If you like the stream, please recommend it to your friends. If you did not like, please recommend it to your enemies. With that said, see you tomorrow. Bye bye!